This episode is sponsored by Athletic Greens. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day. I'm somebody who, once I decided to move alone, let alone changing my diet from my childish diet to my adult diet, I very quickly realized that I needed an easy and fast way to get all the nutrients to keep my body moving at the speed I enjoy it to move at. AG1 is perfect because I used to be somebody who took a bunch of different supplements, and yes, at first that was fun because I felt like a fake little adult doing my little tasks because I'm not a real person, and then very quickly I became bored of it and sidetracked, and I never took a supplement again until I discovered something like AG1 that is super easy. It's a one fix wonder. I just take that and I keep it pushing. In the morning, I make my 2 drinks. I make my AG1 concoction and I make my coffee. I get to have my drinks. I get to have some water. I get to feel healthy and like a real adult before my breakfast. It's super good for your digestion. I've been trying to grow my hair out and make sure that my skin is looking voluptuous.
I gave AG1 a try because I don't like taking pills and vitamins and wanted a supplement that tastes great. Taking AG1 before I start my day always makes me feel like I'm doing something really good for my body.
If you're looking for an easier way to take supplements, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/emergency. That's athleticgreens.com/emergency. Make sure you check it out. Welcome to this episode of Emergency Intercom. Lately, is that it?
No, this is my ringtone.
That is not your ringtone.
No, call me real quick.
Oh, I know your ringtone. Your ringtone is lit.
You ready for this, Kai?
Damn, type louder, bitch.
Okay. Oh.
You fucking hit the volume button that stops it.
Call me back.
Why is that the lowest?
I know, I just turned it up hella too.
Maybe because you're in Spotify? It's because you have an old phone.
Yeah, the speakers are just really bad on this.
Yeah, because anytime you play something out loud, it's literally impossible to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, lately I've been sad because there's that trend on TikTok that's like, she lives inside me or whatever. And it's like a video of someone when they're young. First of all, if you are 17, stop posting a video of you when you were like 10 and being like, she lives inside me. She is still you. You are a baby.
You are still that child.
But it's been making me sad because this is something that always makes me so sad. But I have no videos of myself before I was like 15 when I was self-documenting. I don't have any childhood videos. There's a lot of pictures, but I think like we were kind of right before the boom of it was so normal to have a camcorder, digital camera
2008,
to record.
2008 was like the year that smartphones like really became like a thing and people started using them as like cameras to document people and stuff. Because that's when like the iPhone was announced. Was it 2007 or 2008? I think 2008. But I only have 3 videos, and one of them is my brothers beating the fuck out of me, and like me in the hallway with my legs up, like, and me like doing like that little kick where you like kick your legs out really fast. It's like unbeatable. Like it's the ultimate defense mechanism when you're like, they can't get you. And then they eventually did get me and started doing what's called like a turkey tap, where they like get their finger like this and they tap your chest a bunch over and over again. And it starts off like harmless, but then after like a minute or two, it starts becoming so painful. And then the worst part of it all, I wish I could find these videos. I know my brother has them, but the worst part is they would pin down my arms and legs and like do that loogie thing where they like do like a spit thing. They
have that on video?
Yeah, they got that on video. And then the other ones are my brothers forcing me and my sister Madeline to do Jackass. And we
That's
would
fucking lit.
There was like a forest right next to my house.
Them using you as props is so funny.
And they would put us in like little, like the little carts, like the red wagons or whatever, and push us down these giant hills, and we would bomb these hills. And then one time they put me inside of a trash can and rolled me down. Like, do you remember my old house? Like that, how it had that big hill leading up to the garage?
Yeah.
They put...
I moved it because I was chewing on my cookie. And last time when I was eating my bread, it was so much noise. And I was really embarrassed. And also, actually, somebody had commented and was like, and this bitch claims that chewing annoys her.
Yep.
My own chewing doesn't fucking annoy me. It's in my head.
It's always... Enya, like, will freak fuck out if someone is chewing around her, but then she's macking on that shit, like, just as loud.
No, to be fair, that time I was so fucking nauseous, and I was trying to eat that the fastest I've ever eaten anything, or else I wouldn't have been able to give you your fucking entertainment for the week, you motherfucking bitch. But... I usually chew with my mouth closed, and it pisses. Okay, I won't get into it.
But yeah, they pushed me down in a trash can, and I rolled down that little incline, and I felt like a god, simply.
You felt like a god because you didn't break your neck, and in another universe, you broke your neck and died.
Another life. But yeah, so with that, we'll move on to the real pressing matter.
Wait, I didn't talk about how sad it makes me. It makes me really sad. And then you know what's really sad is I found a tape in my dad's like drawer, and I got so excited for really sad reasons that I'm not gonna say. Actually, we could bleep it out, and I'm gonna say it because it's actually so sad. You have to bleep and cover my mouth, or I'll cover my mouth to give you less work. But it made me so sad because I don't remember. Sad, just really, really sad. And then basically the fucking tape had nothing on it. It was from my parents' work, because they do houses. They like remodel homes.
They were vlogging. They were
trying
out for
literally
HGTV.
vlogging. They were doing the before and after my van life, gutting out the house, putting a toilet in the back seat.
The real plague is van life. Oh, thank you. Yeah. One of our friends.
Yeah.
Literally, Tina, she is fucking lit. She made a video recently
It's cracked
that
this
was
up.
Killing me. Like the what was it?
Jesus freak
by choice, and I was like,
she goes unapologetically.
Yeah, unapologetically.
And then she's like living in RV by choice, and then she like stitched it or something, and then she was like, it started by choice. Now I don't know about this.
Yeah. No, that was so lit. And there have been rumors circulating that we have beef with Tina.
Which I haven't seen, but Drew said that to me, and I was like, literally, why?
She texted me saying, I think now we have, like, beef. No.
We're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
This is over. Like, she's out. We're going
to take Tina's baby and have it on the podcast.
I was literally like, should we, like, fake a beef? And I was like, oh, wait, you're literally a mother, and you don't have time to do that. You don't have time to fake drama. But we don't fuck with Tina anymore. Like, yeah, it's done. It's done. Like, get it.
You guys are right. You guys sent us out.
Yeah, exactly.
So random to like even like start saying that.
Makes sense.
I think from the internet, people believe that when people like feather off, there always has to be some huge contingent.
Yeah.
But if you guys know, we are some of the best people on the planet, and we don't have beef like that. Like,
people have beef with us.
Yeah, people are mad at me.
People just get addicted to our presence and expect more and more and more out of us. And I think when they get closer to us, they realize that, oh, maybe... I don't know how to explain it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think there's a tendency that we can meet people. This is the most big-headed shit ever. But really what it is we are clowns. We are clowns, and we know that. And people meet us, and especially within the entertainment business, people are so not accustomed to meeting people and them being so, like, quick at the mouth, like, ready to be crazy.
Like, we'll read them to filth.
Just like not really caring and having no social cues. And they're like, this is awesome. We should hang out. And then if they are lucky enough that we do hang out, it's super fun. But then that is our whole social battery for the next 3 weeks. And we can't do it again. And then it becomes like, wow, like you didn't like hanging out with me as much as I liked hanging out with you. And it's like, no, I literally just cannot give you the energy I think you deserve. And for that reason, I will be ignoring you for 3 weeks. And then coming back and be like, sorry, I almost died.
But the real pressing matter that...
Oh, I was going to scream something.
I finally got to the bottom of it. And it took me months and months and months and months, maybe even years, to figure out really what's wrong with me. But I found out that we've been drinking from lead cups for the last 4
that's
years.
not what's wrong with you. Something else is wrong with you because you don't drink out of cups.
No, I do. No, I do this thing where it's so easy to do, and I wish everyone would do it, but I understand that it's nasty. But I have one cup or one bottle that I drink out of for a week straight, and sometimes I don't wash it because it's only my lips going on there.
It is so nasty, though, because sometimes in the daylight, you can see the rim of saliva that's built up on the cup.
It's my chapstick.
It's so nasty, and I'm just like, ew, and I don't know if I should wash it or not, because I'm like, he just likes this.
Well, that's all the flavor. You can't wash the flavor off.
The calcium built.
Yeah, the dried spit flavor. But yeah, we have lead poisoning. I bought lead testers because I was like, okay, it's not black mold. It's not CO2 poisoning. Also, I figured out that sleeping under wires or some shit, I don't fucking know.
He heard from a friend whose parent was worried for them.
Yeah, I found out. I came to the conclusion. And there are wires.
Like someone came in the house and like did a test. No, like this is so radioactive.
I bought a Geiger counter.
Oh yeah, so we'll know.
To test for EMF radiation. So I'm gonna just put it up on my bed, and if it does come back that I've been sleeping under rads, my landlord is getting sued.
Drew likes to do this thing where, instead of recognizing that not only does he suffer from depression and ADHD, but had intense substance love in your primitive years.
My formative.
And in your formative years, and then moved on to your adult life to only eat literally like fucking syrups and corn flour and sunflower oil and not leave the house for weeks at a time and sit on his iPad. He uses his iPad so much that I think Apple should give him another iPad or get into his chip and find out how much screen time over the time it started up versus now and give him an award for it. And then he goes outside every now and then, is like, he goes outside and I make sure Buddy gets a good meal in him. And he's like, I literally feel like a new human. This is so insane. I can't believe the life I'm living.
The last 2 weeks I've been fighting off trying to kill myself.
Boo. What's the fight for?
No, I've been like battling. I've been battling the strongest battle I've had in a very long time. And I just would spend hours and hours and hours a day on my iPhone. And yesterday I woke up and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not getting on my phone all day.
So he moved to the living room for the first time. That, like, literally I came home and he was in the living room and it was shocking.
It was bad. I have literally isolated for 2 weeks, and something about me is I make myself way too open to communication. Like, if someone texts me or call me, I text them or call them back immediately, which is like a really bad habit, and we shouldn't be connected in that way, and we should just be able to go 3 weeks without talking to someone and know that the love is still there. But for some reason, society, it's society, you know.
I'm really good at that. I do not. I wake up max to one text a day, and that's literally, I'm like, whoa, I woke up to a text. And usually the text is Orion at 3 a.m. high as fuck, and the last TikTok she sent me before she fell asleep.
But yeah, so but that's one thing about me is I respond to all my texts. But for the last 2 weeks, I have not been reaching out to anyone, texting anyone back. Like, I have 300 and something unread text messages, 327 unread text messages, which is so unlike me. So if you've been getting that end of my stick, I'm sorry. But I've literally just been trying not to kill myself for the last 2 weeks. But I woke up yesterday and was like, I'm not going to use my phone today and see what happens. And I didn't open TikTok or get on my iPad on YouTube immediately. And I put a meal in me before noon, and I took a nap. That was the other
shocking thing. I came home, and before 2 p.m. there was a empty Chipotle bag on the counter.
And not an empty bag of Cheetos. That's another thing. Yeah. But I've been actually like taking steps in my life to make it more livable. Yeah. I've been getting off my phone as much. I've been eating at normal times. I've been trying to text the people back that I have been needing to text back for weeks. What else did I do?
One admirable thing
woke up
about you is you are really good at keeping in contact with your family. You talk to your family more than anyone I know, and it makes me really jealous. But I just don't want to do that because I don't talk to anybody.
When I'm
so
talking
I
to my
can't do
family, it means that I'm really low. Like when I call my mom a bunch, it's because I'm really sad.
Oh, but I feel like no matter
I try to talk to them twice a week.
your feelings, you talk to them a lot. But specifically Madeline, you and Madeline talk like
we've gotten
lot.
really close recently,
especially the baby.
Yeah, literally the baby's in the house. But no, all that aside,
low-key
it's
weird
because,
that your sister's taking care of the baby.
So I have lead poisoning is what I came to the conclusion, because I bought lead tester strips and I tested all the mugs and 2 of them had a disgusting amount of lead. Like those bitches lit up bright purple after I tested them. So we're getting rid of those. They're still sitting on our countertop because I don't know why.
I have an emotional connection to one. I'll show y'all. When I show it to them, they're going to literally, some of them will know the cup because I genuinely used it almost every day for a year.
Yeah, but we've been sipping out of lead cups.
I am the one who probably has. But that goes to prove my point. Bitch, nothing can kill me. Like, I am literally built different than you bitches. Because I've been drinking out of a lead cup for literally a year. No, I would fucking kill myself if I started forgetting shit. Bitch, what?
You don't. That's the scariest part, is you don't even realize.
If when I was 2, okay, actually, I'll have everybody in my life sign a thing that once I start suffering from Alzheimer's, I have to be put down.
Yeah, no, I want to be euthanized. Like, for
me, when there's probably people. I'm like, there's probably someone listening to this.
Literally, my grandma. She's a lovely woman. No, I think she has dementia, but she just got out of rehab, which is lit.
It's this cup. What's really sad, I'm yelling so that the mic can pick it up. What's really sad is this cup didn't have fucking lead, and I was so excited because this is one of my favorite cups. I got it in Japan. I love it so fucking much. And then I went. It
was $35.
I went to. It's really expensive because it's like a hand drawn, like really nice. It's a Moomin mug or little cup, and I was so excited because I was like, oh my god, this was the one that I thought had lead poisoning in it, and I only got to use a few times because I was like, all right, let me not push my luck because this is gonna kill me. Meanwhile, I was literally, when I was sick, I drank like 8 million teas out of this, and that was like in the past like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But then I broke this in the fucking sink, and it was so sad.
She had another one of those little baby cups that I was like, oh, that's lead, and she was like, no, it's not, and it's literally right over there, and she was like, oh, I'm not gonna drink out of it, then I'm gonna put my toothbrush in it, and I was like, no, don't use anything that you suspect has lead in it. Tested that one, and it was leaded the fuck out too. But yeah, just wait for the EMF RADS detector video to drop because it's gonna come soon, probably in next week's episode.
I'm just so shocked that this one has lead paint on it. I love this one.
You should stop touching it.
But wait, what's the issue with it? Is like,
it's really bad.
Isn't it bad? Babe, touching it now isn't going to kill me because I already had it so much.
10,000 times more than the legal limit is in that cup.
That's so sad. I used this cup so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wonder if somebody went on through all the podcast episodes to see how many times just on the podcast I used this cup. This cup was dirty. Because what's the issue? Like, you definitely have lead poisoning because I would wash this and then wash all the other dishes with it. So everything we have is coated in it. But this cup gave me beautiful memories and good times. And I really don't want to throw it away. Like, still. 1975. Like,
girl, that's an Ice Spice cup. I didn't realize you had an Ice Spice cup.
Yeah, it was before. This one was predicting her birth.
Oh.
Yeah, they made it when one of her parents was born because they were like, "You will give birth to a queen."
Speaking of Ice Spice,
I love her.
Speaking of Ice Spice, I don't think you know. Oh, it's a relic now.
I know.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's our lead relic. I'm covered.
But yeah, speaking of Ice Spice. The selfie kid. Do you remember the selfie kid that took the selfie at the Super Bowl with Justin Timberlake?
Yeah.
He was arrested on, I think, felony charges inside of a California pizza kitchen for fighting and beating people up.
Wait, what does that have to do with Ice Spice?
Nothing. I just wanted it to transition. But yeah, he was arrested and his mugshots are out there. The selfie kid, I actually don't think ever really happened.
Yeah, because you're saying it and I don't know who that is. And when you said the selfie kid, I thought you were talking about like that selfie Ellen took that was the most liked selfie on the planet for a while.
It was basically the same vibe. This kid.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that
think I
went-
have seen him. Well, he's like 10 years old. What? Who was he beating up?
I don't know. He's old now. I think he's 19 or 20 now. But yeah, and if you don't know the Selfie Kid, I'm sure everyone does because it's impossible not to know. He took pictures with Justin Timberlake at the Super Bowl, became like a viral sensation, like the Ellen DeGeneres effect. Took over, and she had him on a show, kind of like the Vans guys.
Damn, Daniel.
But yeah, the hell. Had Selfie C, or oh my god, Selfie C.
Selfie C should have been on Ellen.
Selfie
She
C
should have got her time on Ellen.
ran this fucking world. Like,
Going on Ellen is like facing a prison sentence.
or
though.
Dr. Phil, I feel like would have been a good fit for like being
No.
bullied. Like I'm being bullied.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he beat people up in a kitchen. California Pizza Kitchen in Pomona, California.
California Pizza Chicken and California Kitchen Chicken or whatever the fuck it is. Both of those places, I fucking hate. Something about them, they give me the worst fucking vibe. I just can't stand a restaurant location that I know is giving me frozen meals
And playing
like
it off.
heating it up. What?
And just playing it off that it's not.
Yeah, playing it off like it's fresh. That's not fresh.
Well, the mac and cheese from Panera is frozen, and I would shove that up my pussy right now.
I
Like, I
wanna
don't
know
give a fuck. I would make an OnlyFans.
I want to know if the mac and cheese from Chick-fil-A is frozen because I got some last night and it was the best.
That shit's bussin'. That shit was bussin'.
Well, how do you do that with your voice? What are you doing with your voice?
Bussin'.
You're like eating that word.
Yeah, it tastes good.
But yeah, it was fucking delicious. What did we do yesterday? Like my days have been going by rapidly, but all I know is that I haven't been playing Fortnite as much and I need to do it. Oh, I started Last of Us and it's really fun, but that game is so fucking long. Like, damn. But it is like scary for some reason.
Boring as fuck.
Hey.
It literally is boring as fuck.
I know. I keep trying to get Drew to watch me play it, and he's like refusing. And I'm like, you said you wanted to come watch me play Last of Us. I have 6 hours of work in that game, and I'm not kidding. I haven't even caught up to like where the show is. Like I'm like 3 episodes behind. I haven't even met Frank and Bill yet in the game. That's how fucking far behind I am. I'm literally so far behind. But it just takes me so long.
Yeah.
Did you see that they're gonna let you have sex in Fortnite now?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's like DLC.
We need to play. We should play later.
Should we just turn this off?
Yeah, I'm playing. I have my Switch right behind me. We should just start it up.
Enya was playing before this, and she started a game and started getting mad at us for like something that didn't even happen or was gonna happen.
No. I was like joining the game. I had just jumped out the bus, and I was like, "Let me turn this off because I know when y'all tell me to put it away to start the fucking episode, it's gonna piss me off because I'm gonna be deep in a game." Oh my god, me and Josie. Okay, listen to this. I got a victory royale. And then I jumped on with Josie. I got a victory royale solo, 12 kills. Then hopped on with Josie. Another 12 kill game. Then another game, 7 kill game.
Then you brought me on and I had a 19 kill game.
Yeah, and that game I only had 11 kills because Drew is a fucking monster to play with because he runs away from everybody to go get kills, and it's like we're supposed to be in this together.
Because what's the point of the game? Like if I'm not killing bitches.
To win as a team. This episode is sponsored by Athletic Greens. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day. I'm somebody who once I decided to move alone, let alone changing my diet from my childish diet to my adult diet, I very quickly realized that I needed an easy and fast way to get all the nutrients to keep my body moving at the speed I enjoy it to move at. AG1 is perfect because I used to be somebody who took a bunch of different supplements, and yes, at first that was fun because I felt like a fake little adult doing my little tasks because I'm not a real person, and then very quickly I became bored of it and sidetracked, and I never took a supplement again until I discovered something like AG1 that is super easy. It's a one fix wonder. I just take that and I keep it pushing. In the morning, I make my 2 drinks, I make my AG1 concoction, and I make my coffee. I get to have my drinks. I get to have some water. I get to feel healthy and like a real adult before my breakfast. It's super good for your digestion. I've been trying to grow my hair out and make sure that my skin is looking voluptuous.
I gave AG1 a try because I don't like taking pills and vitamins and wanted a supplement that tastes great. Taking AG1 before I start my day always makes me feel like I'm doing something really good for my body.
If you're looking for an easier way to take supplements, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/emergency. That's athleticgreens.com/emergency. Make sure you check it out. But yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know that I am still out here getting Vic Royales. I'm not flopping. I'm still on my VR shit.
Okay, well, this is the craziest shit ever that I suspect might have been the beginning of my spiral.
I have lead on my hands. Keep going.
But have you ever really truly thought about germs and viruses?
Yes.
Like, there's like an entire like micro universe of bugs, of billions and trillions and quadrillions, whatever the fucking number is, of just little critters that we can't see that are constantly at fucking war, just killing each other. And like, I don't know, it was blowing my mind because I was like, oh, they're just like literally on my skin right now and I can't see them unless I had a microscope. And then on top of that, have you ever thought about a white blood cell?
No.
White blood cells are like the most ride or die fucking cell ever made. Like,
some people call me a white blood cell because I'm just like that. Like they feel
you're
like
so
I'm
ride or die.
Yeah. And I'm here to like save your life and stuff.
The other thing that was freaking me out was that white blood cells still like can't live outside of your body. Like, it's compared to like how we can't breathe underwater. They can't live outside your body. It doesn't make sense to me because they heal your wounds outside your body. Whatever. The craziest thing is that if you take a white blood cell out and like you have an infection in your blood and you put it on like a slide, on the slide, it is still programmed to attack and kill like the infection for 15 minutes. It is like it's already sentenced to death and it's still fighting for your body. It blows my fucking mind.
I need someone like that in my life.
Girl,
like
you
I
have
need
me
why
right
don't
here.
no.
I can't survive 15 minutes without you and I'd kill for you. I have killed for you.
No, you haven't. Oh, the Central Park party.
Yeah, that's why I'm so good, is because I do things for you that you don't even realize I did.
Well, I don't know that I ever wanted you to kill someone for me. So, like, if that falls on you. Oh, you know what I thought about the other day? Also, yes, I have thought about the fucking germs because when I get out of the shower. Also, this is another thing I haven't said. One of my my rules of my life. Like, this is one of my rules of my life. Is when she's
washing her ass in the shower. It's the most disgusting thing ever. She gets shit under her fingernails, and instead of washing it off in the shower, she wipes it on the shower curtain. She's like, "Ooh, let me get this shit off," and she does that. It's disgusting.
Dude, no. Like, why would I do that?
I don't know.
It's nasty.
But one of my rules is that after I get out of the shower, I cannot sit on the toilet. So, and it like sounds like it doesn't make sense, but
no, that makes sense to me.
But here's the thing: is if like 2 hours or like an hour goes by, okay, it all depends. If I take a shower and I'm about to hang out with you guys in the living room, I can get on the toilet, but not immediately. I would have to put my clothes on and then go chill, and then be like, okay, yeah, now I really have to pee, but I'm all dried up. And I'm going to be up for a few hours so I can go pee. But the thing is, if I get out of the shower and I'm about to, like, right after the shower, I'm going to go lay down and I need to pee, I need to pop a squat. Like, I'm in a public bathroom.
That is my rapper name, Papa Squat. I just came up with it. Papa Squat.
Shut the fuck up.
That's lit. Josh has a really good one. It's Papa Pill.
Papa Pill is good.
Poppa.
I feel like it should just be PAPA. Pill, because like pop a pill, like pop a pill, like that's like
no, it's like I'm daddy. Also, that's another thing.
But that's why I'm saying it should be PAPA pill instead of POPPA. Because who calls their papa? Do people call their? Mm-hmm. But do they not spell it PAPA?
People do, but people spell it both ways. I just think it looks phonetically. It flows better when it's POPPA.
Well, I think it's better when it's PAPA pill.
Well, this is... Fuck, what was I going to say? God damn it. The fact that I'm like literally daddy as fuck.
I want to kill
like
you.
I'm sexy hot. Like no one's talking about that.
You were talking about it.
Help! You laughed at me.
But I'm all porous. My pores are open, and if I sit on the toilet, all the pores will get into me, and then when I get in my bed, all the germs will be on my bed.
The pores will get into you?
All the fucking germs will get into my pores, and then when I get in bed, I'll just be covered in germs and get it on my bed.
Yeah.
So I have to pop a squat.
That's a very debilitating lifestyle, but I understand the logic. The logic is there.
Yeah, and then but then sometimes I think I've said this, sometimes like if I've washed my hands like the calculated like 4 or 5 times that I have to after using the bathroom, but then sometimes before I go to bed, I'm so convinced that I'm gonna piss myself, so I'm like trying to force myself to pee because I'm like, I can't get up again, I like can't do this, I need to get my pee out. And sometimes like a little more pee will come out, and then I'm like, okay, and I'll wipe my.
Also, why don't you ever flush the toilet when you pee in the middle of the night?
Well, because I don't want it to make a loud sound. Like, I get, like, worried that it'll, like, wake someone up. But I think I do that because in the house I grew up in, the bathroom was right between both rooms, and it would wake people up.
I assumed it was just so you didn't wake us up.
Also, sometimes that's, like, when I literally am having my issue where I'm like, oh, I have to pee, and I keep, like, fake peeing, and then I'm like, I don't want to flush the toilet like 8 times, that's so wasteful, and I'm like, it's literally like 2 drops and a fucking wish of a paper towel, so like I'm not gonna flush it, but that's why I don't do that. But then because
that shit is potent, like when I smell it and taste it,
the smell wakes you up sometimes.
When I dip my fucking toothbrush in there to brush my teeth, like it honestly
in the water in the sink,
into your toilet water, like your pee water. It gets your teeth like extra clean.
I guess that makes
it's just very acidic.
The acid, yeah. Well, sometimes next time I have BV, I could just give you some of that because I'm sure it's very acidic.
Bacterial vaginosis.
I use my BV discharge to whiten my teeth because it's so acidic. So I'll put some on a tin foil and I wrap my teeth in it. And then it does suck when it gets on your tongue, but you just got to do a good job of like sitting still. And sometimes it can be splotchy because some of those chunks are a little more condensed with acidity than others. I have good news. I have been BV.
Vaginas are fucking nasty.
Wow.
Vaginas are fucking scary.
That's not shocking coming from you.
I think they're beautiful.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying. I haven't said anything.
If a guy tells you that he's really good at head, girl, just fucking don't let him do it.
You looking at Kai and that thought coming into your head.
Yeah, I know.
It was Kai saying vaginas are beautiful. I feel like men who are like, oh, fuck, they're so gorgeous.
Kai's bit for the first fucking 6 months that we knew him was that he was really good at giving head. He was like the OG munch. Like, that was his vibe.
Patrick the other day was talking to Josh, and I don't think, did I say this already? I don't think he's ever heard the term munch because he lives in a different planet. Yeah, and he was like, oh, like, I just love a girl who munches. I like a girl who munches. And then he's like, I'm always munching. I'm always munching. I am always munching. Oh, but yeah. Did I finish my pee stories? I think that's it. Like, yeah, it's... Oh, but sometimes after the 3rd time I've tried to pee, I'm like, I can't wash my hands again because now I'm stripping the oils from my hands and I'm going to get old lady hands because I keep washing my hands. And I already put lotion back on my hands. So I'll not wash my hands, but before I wipe, I use the most insane amount of toilet paper because I'm like, I have to do everything to make sure that I don't get bacteria on my hands.
Crazy. It is like, I'm surprised it's not clogged every time I walk into the bathroom after Enya used it, because it is literally like, when you would like, or I never did this, but when you would cover toilet paper in water in the bathroom and throw it at the wall and it would explode.
Okay, I don't use that much.
You do.
I don't.
I'm gonna catch you and I'm gonna post a picture.
On my period, I do use a lot of toilet paper, but I think most girls could vouch. That's your.
Ugh.
That's your reaction to me mentioning.
Here.
Oh my god! I thought you were on the side of women. Like, I thought you were like.
No, not when it comes to fucking periods, bro.
Is it the smell?
Shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Did anybody else grow up with their parents telling them they can't have eggs on their period because it'll make it
You've
sink more?
said this 36,000 times
Well,
on
because
the
every time I
podcast.
think about having my period, I think about it, and I just don't think it's real. And you know what? I've asked this question 8 million times. I've never looked at the comments to see any answers.
Well, you left me at home for 2 weeks. You left me at home, and it was really scary. No, one of the nights I was home alone again. It was after I heard the people underneath us like celebrating a birthday, but I thought literally aliens had come to destroy the world. I was home alone. It was like 11:30. And I was getting ready to bed because I've been going to bed like literally 2 nights ago. I went to bed.
You were getting ready to bed?
Yeah. To like have sex with my bed. To bed my bed. But I what the fuck was I saying? Oh, I've been going to bed at like 10.
Oh my God.
I've been going to bed at like what?
Yes, what the fuck I was saying. Like,
I've been going to bed at like 10 to
I get blown backwards.
Wait, who's this worse? Wait.
but our neighbors. We're good. We're just acting. It's all acting,
Bro,
loves.
they have jobs. They are not home.
But I've been going to bed at 10 every night. I've said that 15 fucking times now. And waking up at 5:30, 6 a.m. And that night I was like, well, I'm going to stay up a little bit later. I'm going to see if I can like do it. So I was up at 11:30 watching Vinland, which is an amazing anime. One of the best animes I've seen in a very long time. The fighting is so sick and the storyline is amazing. And it's kind of like Game of Thrones, but anime. But besides that, I was laying in bed and I started hearing sounds by the front door. And I was like, oh, that's just Azul. And then I heard more sounds by the front door. And I looked above me and Azul was above me. And I was like, huh, that was Azul, I hope. And so another like couple minutes passed. And I hear more sounds by the front door. And this time it sounded like someone was trying to like actually come into the house. But I was probably just like fucking hallucinating. And so I ran to the kitchen, grabbed a knife, and locked myself in the bathroom with my iPad for probably 35 minutes, freaking the fuck out that someone was in the house. And when I went to the front door to see if it was open, I saw it was latched, and one of the sounds I heard when I went back when I was coming to grab the knife, it was unlatched, and I was like, oh my God, someone literally just came into the fucking house. And when I was standing in that doorway, I literally had like a fucking PTSD flashback of like someone standing in your room in the living room being destroyed. So I avoided the living room and your bedroom because I was like, if someone's in here, like I'm gonna lock myself into the bathroom. They're not getting through that door, and I have my iPad. But then I realized that I had just logged out of my iPad, so I couldn't call anybody off my iPad. So I had to leave the bathroom, and I sprinted to the bathroom or to my bedroom with a knife, grabbed my iPhone and sprinted back and went back into the bathroom.
What if while you were sprinting, you literally fell onto your knife and died?
That's what I was hoping would happen because I was so fucking scared. But y'all, I was like literally crying. I was so fucking scared. Like I thought about like locking myself in my closet, but then I was like, okay, I'm being too extra right now. But I was literally panicking. And then I was like, okay, you're a grown-ass man. You're fine. You have a knife. You can protect yourself. So I went to my bedroom and I was like, fuck, I don't have a lock on my room. Like, they're going to come in. So I purposely left the light on in the hallway and laid in bed for literally an hour and a half watching the sliver under my door to see when footsteps would come so I could, like, get into action. And I unlatched my balcony door so I could just swing it open really quick just in case I needed to escape. And I laid in that bed for an hour and a half looking for those footsteps, waiting for them to come. And the entire time I was imagining like what it would feel like to be stabbed and like what it would feel like to be stabbed to death and how awful of a way that is to die. And I just like kept replaying it in my head. And I replayed it in my head so many times that I like know what it feels like to be stabbed now. And I always have it like, I feel like I know what it feels like to be shot. I feel like I know what it feels like to be stabbed. I feel like it when I die in a car crash, whatever, because I've experienced those in past lives, or I've experienced them in dreams, which is like another reality that we visit when we're asleep. But yeah, I freaked the fuck out and I was like, oh my God, like I'm going to be stabbed to death and that's a terrible way to die. So then I watched a bunch of videos on stabbings.
To prepare
myself. And then I did a bunch of research on Reddit about what it feels like to be stabbed.
I know, because when he said that, what he was telling me this, I was like, dude, being stabbed to death sounds fucking awful. And then you were like, yeah, but actually.
Yeah.
And then
well, after the first stab, your body goes into like fight or flight mode. And you have a bunch of adrenaline built up. So like you're basically in shock. So you don't feel after the first stab what it feels like to be stabbed 104 more times, which I assume would happen to me because people love me so viciously that it would be a crime of passion rather than a random killing.
Isn't it scary that most times when someone gets killed, it's someone they knew?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
I wonder what that statistic is. I'm going to look that up. But you can keep
I
talking
think
about
I know
something
who
else.
would kill us.
I have a feeling. I didn't finish the selfie kid story, or did I?
Yeah, you said he
Got arrested?
Yeah.
Who would kill you?
Somebody who's very jealous and scary in my life.
Who?
But we still let him in the house every week.
Dude, fuck that person.
Is he in the room with us right now?
Who is?
You know what I just thought about? Is Demi singing to the ghost.
We were like, we need to save this for Patreon. Like,
And
we're
we
going to
just
do that
never
on
reviewed
Patreon.
it.
And then it became like a big fucking thing
Yeah.
online. So we were just like, whatever, we'll let y'all have it.
Because everybody else started talking about it because we're fucking trendsetters. But the video of Demi Lovato on the Ghost series show when they're all convinced that there's a girl ghost in the room and that the girl ghost only likes other women because she doesn't trust men because she has
46%.
trauma with men. And Demi Lovato proceeds to sing a cappella Skyscraper or one of those songs to the ghost, and then the machine beeps and she's like she loved it.
She loved it. The ghost loved it.
Doesn't she give her an encore?
Yeah.
Yeah. More?
You want more? More? Can I have some more, please? Some more, please? Can I have some more guacamole, please? More. Some more, please.
What is it exactly?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
That's your magnum opus.
Yeah, that was my top my top time of my life was going viral on TikTok as of the
Peak.
TikTok sound.
Peak.
What was it?
Can I wait, I don't remember what it is.
It's like,
More, please.
Can I have some more, please?
don't be shy.
Oh,
Oh,
don't be
yeah.
shy, put some more.
Don't be shy. Put some more. Put some more, please.
Dude, what's funny is that's literally because I just walked out of a poke place and immediately made fun of this woman who was in front of me. In Miami, there's this poke place that the people who work there are usually like teenagers, and this older woman was talking to them like they were fucking idiots, and she was like, no, don't be shy, come on. Yeah, and like was literally like going like this to them over the glass, like, come, yeah, come. That one. Yeah. And I just watched her and didn't say anything because I couldn't believe she was alive. I love this.
That's such a good sound.
Yeah.
But yeah, 46% of violent crimes are committed by someone you know.
Yeah.
Kai.
What?
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be Kai. If something happens to us, it is Kai. That's the
Yeah.
first person. Oh, that was
Guys,
what I forgot.
yeah.
That's what I
I'm
was
not
gonna
going to kill myself. It was Kai.
100% it was me.
If I die, it wasn't me. It was Kai. But the thing I was gonna say is I was getting into this hypothetical the other day with some friends, and it was about.
So you cheated. That's all we need to know. So I know you lost the hypothetical because you poked holes in it.
No, I did. But the hypothetical was if Orion killed a partner, would I snitch? And I was like, no, but here would be the game plan. And I told her this yesterday. She thought it was really funny. So the thing is, Orion comes to me, but she's smart because she's a smart cookie girl. And she comes to me in person and she's like, Enya, I killed my partner. We got into a fight. It escalated. I felt scared and I killed them. And I would be like, okay. here's what we're going to do. We would get together, buy round trip tickets to Europe, and we would go on a 2-week realistically, maybe not Europe, because she brought this up to me and I was like, that's a really good point, because you can't go on a crazy trip and have too much fun, because then when it gets also a part of this hypothetical is I would help her pay for the best lawyers ever. Like I would do everything in my power to make sure my girl is not going to jail. But we can't go on too fun of a trip, because then the police are gonna be like, bitch, like self-defense, you literally went to fucking Portugal with your homegirl like right after. Like that doesn't look good. So but what I would do, the original hypothetical is I said I would take out 2 days. We would have 2 days where we have the best time ever. Act like she didn't tell me. She promises that when it comes down to it, she will be like, no, I went around and like was hanging out with Enya, but I didn't tell her. I was too scared to tell her because I knew she would snitch on me. And I would snitch on her with her consent like 2-3 days later, after we had the best 3 days of our life. Because then I'm scotch-free and I'm like, she did it out of self-defense. She told me blah, 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 like blah, blah. And then she now has like an alibi that she didn't just claim self-defense in court. She told her friend like, no, that's what happened. And yeah, that was my story, is that I wouldn't tell immediately. I would have fun with her and then snitch.
Tell. If I were to kill someone, I would commit the crime, make sure there's no cameras.
I would make sure there's no cameras. And I would do it in the nighttime where there is no light. No one can see my face.
No, if I had to, though, there's a lot of like good things you can do, but the main one that I would do is I would bury their body next to the big rock in Central Park. If that were me, if I were to do that.
The thing is, this isn't the first time you said that, and like
oh my god, imagine there are bodies there. Like literally imagine that.
Dude, this episode, I'm like thinking about what, like 10 years from now, this being used as evidence.
It'll be like when David Dobrik was like, if I kill someone, blah, but it's Drew being like, the body in Central Park next to the big rock.
And I spent a month in New York.
Yeah. And I didn't see you for a lot of those days.
Shut up. I'm actually like scared now.
No, I wasn't around Drew. Drew would have days where he was like, oh, I need to do a solo day. Oh, like kind of in like Japan. In his vlogs, he was like, oh, I'm all alone. I'm having a solo day. And then he would come back really tired and covered in dirt.
Huh?
But I was like, oh, he's just playing. But he was going to parks alone.
I was sliding down the mountains.
Oh, okay. You weren't digging around in the park.
Mm-mm. No, but I'm really genuinely thinking about this. Like, I'm suspect number fucking 1 now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm probably number 2.
Also, I say the big rock like there is a single big rock in...
No,
is there one?
There's a bunch. There's of like those really big ones.
Probably like 100 huge rocks.
And if I was... I need to stop getting...
There? Like, where did they get those? Those weren't there.
I think they were just there.
No rocks are like no rocks are Earth made. Like they're all placed there. Every rock placed on Earth looks too perfectly to be there. Like even if you say they were there for thousands and thousands of years, I don't believe it. You can't convince me. It's all a
So
psyop.
you think we're making rocks now?
Yeah. We tricked rocks into doing math, and that's a computer.
That's true.
That's a computer. That's a mic. That's a Bluetooth.
Also, I decided that whatever battery they put in our garage clicker, they need to put in my vibrator, because we've had that shit for 5 years, and I've hit that button probably the same amount of times I've hit my vibrator in the past 2 weeks, and that shit is still going.
How many times do you use your vibrator?
We don't need to talk about that.
You use the garage on average 3.7 times a day.
Damn, that is a lot. But so I guess maybe I use that more than that.
The vibrator more.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
6
for
or 7
sure.
Times.
Like, if I'm like, oh, if anytime we're about to run out of the house.
Too. It's sorry, I was for cutting you off, but I was gonna say it's fucked up too that like you don't let me watch.
Well, because you used to watch and then you would start crying and it would make me really uncomfortable.
Yeah, like I said, vaginas are scary and your bacterial vaginosis was spraying all over me.
Well, that's the thing is like, why do you even want to watch? It's like,
it squirted. No, babes, it was globular and
you know what my squirt is like? Have y'all ever played Silent
skin.
Hill? You know when the monsters like spray the gunk at people? That's what my squirt is like.
Mine is like the acid that comes out of aliens' mouth.
Yeah.
The xenomorph.
We watched the craziest movie on the planet last night.
Oh my god.
Okay, you intro it, and then I want to talk about like where we
I'll
watched.
let you talk about it because I was like so enamored by it that like I really didn't even pay attention.
Okay,
but
so
I'll just start
Yeah.
it. I found this movie called Another Gay Movie, which I have heard of before, but it's basically like parody movie era, 2000 probably 6 or some shit. I don't know when the original was made. Like American Pie or Not Another Teen Movie, something like that, like the same vein, or like Scary Movie, just like parody. Take it away.
So Drew tells us about this movie, and our friend is like, oh, I saw that like when it came out, because me and my friends were like, oh, that's funny. We want to watch that. That sounds like a funny movie because it was in that era of parody movies. And he said that it was just like so much sex. Like it was like just full of sex, and that him and his friends were just like, oh, okay, yeah, we're just like watching porn right now.
Yeah.
And me and Drew were like, okay, we need to watch that. Like we need to watch that.
Sounds like the funniest fucking thing ever.
Like a funny movie that for no reason they want to have sex in it 8 million times. Like sign me up. I'm going to watch it. And so we order our dinner, our din. We sit down and
we ordered Chick-fil-A to kind of balance out the vibe.
Balance out the atmosphere. So you were so nasty. You were so nasty.
I need them.
Bitch, if you like jelly beans, something's fucking wrong with you. Jelly beans are like the bottom of the barrel candy, and this motherfucker went and bought them.
They're sweet tart jelly beans. Try one, because don't get
Give
a
me
blue
like
one.
a red one or something.
I think orange is the best. I'm not joking.
Or blue?
Blue is nasty.
Blue is nasty. Oh, pink. No.
Oh my god, you're gonna eat 5 more when the camera turns off.
No, jelly beans are just so like, why would I want to eat like chewed up gum?
Because they're fucking delicious.
There's no way our bodies can digest this. There's no way, because I couldn't even chew it all the way.
My probiotic says that though.
So Drew started taking a probiotic with his diet the other day, and so he's probably going to pass away in 3 days.
Well, no, it's breaking it down better. The Red 40.
I saw that Red 40 is a carcinogen.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have
Alzheimer's from the lead,
cancer.
Cancer from the radiation and the Red 40.
You're just making sure your odds are like
and I
high.
do think at one point we had black mold, because look at any of the vents in our house.
Yeah, they did like let out like fucking the vent in my room has like lines near it.
See it?
Yeah. It's really bad. No, that's because we didn't realize that we had to change the filter, and we lived here for 3 years and never changed the filter, and then finally got to it.
I did
and
it.
it literally
It was this thick, like, so the filter was this big, like a 1/4 of an inch, and the pile of dead skin, fur, dust, nasty particles was like 4 inches.
It was insane. Like we filled a garbage bag with it. Like it was really bad.
Grown ass man.
Wait,
I know you were like 25 years old.
I did that not even as a bit. Like that was real.
You blacked out. You are the guy running out of the fucking gas station with sweets.
Turning 25.
I'm not. I had a moment yesterday where we'll get back to the gay movie after this, but I was on the way to the gym and I was like doing something on my phone, and I was finally like, what?
I'm laughing at like your reactions to the movie, and like you see sex on a screen.
What?
It's literally, you're like, okay. You literally,
Okay.
no matter who's having sex, like when we were randomly like putting porn on to be funny, you were like, oh, ew, okay. Yeah, okay. And I'm like, why? You get such a visceral reaction out of Drew if there's like actual sex happening on a screen. He's like,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I was on the way to the gym, and I had to do something on my phone that I've been like putting off for a while, and I just didn't want to do it. And so my brain, without even thinking about it, I literally audibly was like, ugh. And I like slid up on it and then opened TikTok and started scrolling. And for the first time in my life, I caught myself subconsciously like getting a dopamine hit to avoid like doing something gnarly. And I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I just did it. And then I did it again right after it. And it's like completely just like, it just happens without even fucking like...
No, it's literally just like caveman monkey brain.
Yeah,
like that thing made me feel good. I'm gonna do it.
It's so addicting. It's so bad. And that's what happened with those jelly beans. I was like, those made me feel good. I'm gonna eat more.
That's like me with my wing bot. I'm like that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that again. Even if it's dying and I have to press the button 8 million times. So we're like, let's watch this movie and eat. And we're looking, I'm looking it up and I'm like, dude, you literally can't stream this movie. Like, it's like nowhere to be found unless you sign up for another streaming service on top of an Amazon streaming service. And I was like, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to remember to cancel it, because that's exactly what happened with Apple TV. And I haven't seen a single Apple TV series, but I pay for fucking Apple TV because I just forgot to do it. And every time I think to do it, I do exactly what Drew just described. And I open my phone to go look for it. And I just open TikTok and Instagram and like look at people. So we like... Josh's family's Amazon is on our TV, and the second one was on there.
I think it might be mine now.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
But whoever's Amazon was on it,
No, it is Josh's parents. It is.
Yeah, because I think we did it on his mom's account.
Yeah, we bought like a gay sex movie on Josh's mom's account.
But to be fair, I feed Josh very often, so even Stevens. So we rented it for $4, and as I was renting it, for some reason I thought it was the first movie, and then we saw it, we were like, fuck, it's the sequel, and I was like, well, I already bought it on someone else's dollar, so we have to just watch it. It was the most insane movie I've ever seen. Like, me and Drew were, for the most part, silent the whole time we
were
watched it.
Enamored by it. Like, the only thing that would come out of our mouth was like, oh my God, like... what the fuck is happening? Like those are the ad libs the entire time. By the end of it,
I tapped out for there was like 15 minutes left, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go take a bath.
By the end of it, I was convinced that like it was genius. Like I was like, this is like actually like a really, really entertaining and awesome movie.
Not even by the end. You like 45 minutes in. Also, it was the longest movie ever. It was like almost a 2-hour like
it was
feature
only
like
an hour
film.
36.
Like they made the time of that movie so that they could possibly nominate it for awards. Like that's what I'm convinced, is that they were like, this time we're gonna get something out of this.
We're gonna win. Oh, did you say we bought the sequel?
Yeah, we were watching the fucking sequel, so we were like, is there things that we're missing here, like that we would only know from the first movie? Which I don't think. Some of the jokes were really fucking funny, but like, I'm like, some of the jokes are really fucking funny, but it would be like when someone turned around and had shit on their ass.
Yeah,
like,
literally. It was so crude. It was so vile.
It was definitely the most crude movie I've seen in my whole life. Yeah. Like, also,
it's like our podcast, like personified into like a film. Like it's so nasty. Us making poop jokes, and that's exactly what they did. I think our calling in life. But there was like hard
wieners in it, and that was too much.
Just like completely at like the most unexpected parts of the movie as well too, and you're just like, oh my God, like
it made $745,000 in the box office.
That's
kind of
lit.
impressive.
The budget was $500,000, so they made
money. And RuPaul was like a huge producer on it.
Really?
And she was in it a bunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was honestly amazing, and I loved it. But don't watch it if
you were under 21
under 21, like it's really, really gnarly. It's essentially gay porn, like at the end of the day.
But it was really fucking insane, and it was a fun watch. I wish I watched it really high, because that would make me crack up.
It was genuinely awesome. And also like, oh my God, never mind. I was just gonna say, like, it's cool that like that was made back then, because it was like in the peak of like anti-gay rhetoric going around. And like the fact that they were able to get that funded, created, and put out was a feat in it of itself. But like, not to like analyze a movie that is literally all sex, but like,
no, that's really literally because when we were watching it, I was like, isn't it crazy that when this movie was out, gay marriage was literally still not legal, and they were just like, fuck it, I'm literally gonna make a crude, funny ass movie that also has a bunch of sex in it. I think that's the most sex I've seen in a movie. I will say 100%. Like, but it was fucking funny. Drew made this comment and I was like, that's a stretch, but he was like, if this was a 45-minute movie, it would be the most awesome movie ever. But I do agree, if it was 45 minutes long, it would literally be fucking perfect, and just like that was a funny, short, like random thing.
Parody.
But it was so long. I did like, if you do watch it, I did like the Bad Luck Guys arc. That was like a fun tidbit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, there's so many little moments in it that I'm like, oh, that was awesome. And I loved it. I genuinely liked it.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's not like
How
a 5-star.
did they get to film Butt Naked Nasty on the beach in Miami though? They were like in Fort Lauderdale.
I wonder if maybe they said they were in Fort Lauderdale and filmed somewhere else, because like literally everywhere films in fucking like Croatia, but they're set in Atlanta.
It just looked like Miami to me. To me. Oh no, they were in Miami because they were shooting at Venetian Pool. Yeah. If you're from Miami, you know. If you know, you know.
I'm not from Miami, and I know.
Because you're well traveled, babe.
Mm-hmm. I've seen the world. I've been super. The last 2 weeks, I've been really badly wanting to just go on like a 2-day vacation, like somewhere. And I really heavily considered getting a flight and leaving the next day, and staying there for 24 hours and then coming home. I'm not telling you where I'm going. Let's just say that.
Well, with that being said, Drew's going to run away and
I'm going to do my music.
I'm going to play Fortnite while he's gone.
I'm going to make music. Okay, so for my songs, we got Bamboo Banga by MIA. Let's Make a Stain by MC Mac. Driving on 9, The Breeders. And then I'll give you one more. In a Silent Way, Miles Davis. I think this is 12 minutes long. Yeah, it's 20 minutes long. 1951. Also, I don't know if I've ever said this artist on the podcast, but the musician Chimera, Chimera, one of my favorite like musicians, like not of all time, but like I really like their music, and I play it all the time. It's just so peaceful and pretty. But yeah, check out Chimera, Chimera. I was paid $58,000 to say that by the label.
What?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way.
Yep.
Well, mine is, I think I already said the song, but we are finally hitting springtime, which is so fucking awesome. Spring is Coming with a Strawberry in Its Mouth by Roger Doyle. Doyley is really good. Quiero Bailar by Ivy Queen. You would love this song, Drew.
I was just about to ask you to... Oh, Ivy Queen?
Mm-hmm.
Ivy Queen?
Yeah, Ivy.
Quiero Bailar. What is that? Let's Dance?
What?
It's Let's Dance. Quiero...
Yeah. Or I Want to Dance.
I Want to Dance. Oh, also this Xavier Wolf song that samples... Oh, fuck, what does it sample? Hollow Be They Squad. I think it samples Number 3 by Aphex Twin. That's Number 3, right? But I had like a Xavier Wolf, like Suicide Boys arc for 2 years in high school. And Bones and like all of them when they were like uploading to SoundCloud and shit. And I kind of just fell out of love with it naturally because I listened to it every day for 2 years straight. Revisiting, and it's lit.
Remember when you got so mad that I played music all the time?
Yeah, it was a rough patch in our relationship.
Those Eyes, That Mouth, and Love's Easy Tears by Cocktail Twins. I say Cocktail Twins 8 different times every time I say it. Like,
yeah, I say Cocktail Twins, Cockatoo Twins, Cockatoo Twins.
I say it different every time.
Which one was that?
Those Eyes, That Mouth, and Love's Easy Tears. You've heard me play this one. This is like dun 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 dun.
Easy Tears.
This one is Those Eyes, That Mouth, and then Love's, like ownership Love's, Easy Tears. I Won't Hurt You, The West Coast Pop Art Experiment, and 1991 Azalea Banks, that song really reminds me of the beginning of quarantine when we were so bored. And that was the best time of my life, honestly. And then
does Azalea sample Crystal Castles in that song?
I actually don't know, but maybe. I don't think so, but maybe.
I'm curious because there's a 1991 by Crystal Castles and a 1991 by Azalea Banks.
Oh, I don't know though. They sound pretty different.
Yeah.
But maybe. And then Dessert Song by Takako Minekawa. That's the girl who did Fantastic Cat. That album's really good.
Oh,
But Dessert Song is so
Fantastic
good.
Cat. I'll never forget. I lay claim to Fantastic Cat. Fantastic Cat. I lay claim to it. And I showed it to someone. And then they claimed that they showed me that song. And that's the one fucking thing that I don't fuck with is when I show someone a song and they say they showed me a song. Like, I don't know why that boils my blood so much. I guess it's like my individualist complex or like superiority complex or some shit. But no. And I will take that to my grave. I will die on that hill. You know who I'm talking about.
I think so.
Yeah.
That song, I like that song, but I don't like that as much as the other songs on that album.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a really good song. Dessert Song is so sweet. I put it. Oh, did you see my story with the monkey?
I've been off IG.
Look, I'm gonna show it to you. Sorry, this is so boring and like uninteresting for literally everybody else. Probably because.
Look how big that is. What is that? Is that my tricep?
Oh no, that's a tumor.
It's a fat deposit.
This.
Sleeper build. Oh.
Tirovos, pamanino mama chiba, chiba copa, zero bera bobby,
Oh, so
chiba bobby
cute, little
dodo
guy.
boo boo.
And I think that's it. And then I'm really behind on Last of Us because I've been watching The Sopranos. And I say Sopranos every time. And I was in a room full of people who were saying I like Sopranos, and I say Sopranos, and I'm gonna keep saying Sopranos.
I've been watching Vinland Saga. I finished season 2 of Demon Slayer. Started off, I didn't like the vibe of it. By the end, I was like, oh, they just set this show up for a fucking slam dunk, and they better go with the idea that I had for like the seasons, but I doubt they do. And then I started watching Vinland Saga, and I got that's why I stayed up so late last night, was because I was watching it, like
you were binging.
Falling asleep, as I was watching it. But Vinland Saga is fucking epic. It's like everything you'd ever want in an anime. Like, it's so fucking sick.
I just, for some reason, I like post like 2021, I just have not even thought about watching anime. I think I just like in 2021 I started watching Breaking Bad, and then I was like, dude, I have to catch up on all these. So that's been my vibe, because I'm like, if I'm gonna start a show, I feel like I have to watch all the human shows.
Also, every time I look at my phone, I'm not like scrolling through socials. I'm not like super addicted. I take notes for the week leading up to the podcast.
And if he thinks of something, he jots it back down.
Yeah, and I jot it down, and yeah, I got really insecure about that, like the last like 5 episodes of people thinking that I'm just like ignoring everything you say, but no, I'm just looking at the topics that I have written down so we can move on from that conversation.
Okay. You're a fucking bitch. I'm not gonna be here next week.
Yep, thank God.
Let's give a goodbye kiss.
Remember when we fake kissed and I smelled like Doritos?
Yes, it was so fucking nasty. That video of me and Drew like on the wall, like fake kissing. He had just eaten Doritos and it smelled so nasty. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All right.